Hello and welcome again to Sim.bc, where it is. Oh my god. Ah, give me a second. I haven't messed this up yet. 13:56, so just 5:22. Yeah, 5:22 p.m. in the afternoon for once, actually. So in the after the noon. Anyway, I'm a bit ashamed because the picture from yesterday's video, the one that I was inserting so nicely into the picture, into the video, once super easy. Like first of all, super easy. It's really easy to do. The only thing you have to do is find picture in picture in iMovie since I'm on a Mac. Now, I would have liked to say that I found that directly, only that I didn't. It took me about an hour, give or take. Give or take a couple of minutes, but it took approximately an hour for me to get a picture into frame. And you can see yesterday's video from my amazing editing skills, so to say. No, I was really bad actually. Especially when I found it and I was like, dude, this is all you do. And then it was super easy to just move it around. I'm not kidding. I'm really, really bad at computers and technical stuff. Not really, really bad, but just as not as good as my friends are. So I felt like kind of an idiot when I sat there. But that's one of the ways you learn. If you don't do it, if you're not like comfortable with making mistakes on your own, you'll never learn. Anyway, so last day was a bit of a weird and crazy day. Slept until 3, did my vlog, did my video, and then I went to meet some friends in this house for the first time. Actually, someone I met a couple of weeks ago. She helped me with some French because I had problem with my electricity company because they're all speaking French and I speak English, and I wanted to change my payment methods because they couldn't get money from my Swedish account, so I had to change it to my French account, and I didn't know how to because all the instructions were in French. You know, the typical stuff in France. Everything's in French and nobody speaks English. Yay. Anyway, so I asked her for help at that point in time, like 2 weeks ago. But then I had tried to meet her in order to fix some other things with my bank. Because now that I have this as a main source of payments, I'd say, now I need to really make sure that I have money in my account, which I kind of don't know because everything's yet in French. So I went down and I'm trying to meet her, and she either she can't do it or I don't have the time, or she's out or I'm out. So yesterday we actually had the time, and it was kind of nice. They were nice people. She was nice, and she had her friend there. And they were nice people. So it's really good to have like someone in this house that I know. I know that I've said that I have before, but I have like one guy on the third floor, I think, that goes to the same school as I do. I met him once during the team building exercise with mental preparation and stuff like that, which I still kind of don't do actually. I wished I would, but I still do the I'm not sick, I can go to the gym. But that's something I would do either way. Anyway, so I know that guy. I know those two girls, and then I kind of know I don't really. Met another girl in the reception the other day. Really nice lad. I mean, lass. I mean, real nice lass. And but I didn't get her. Where I know where she lives. She lives on the seventh floor. I know the apartment. I know her name, but still we didn't communicate that much. So I'm going to try and talk to her and be like, hey, I live in the same building. Want to do something? Hey, but I don't want to come across as creepy and weird, as you don't want to. And this is something that is important in a company too. If we're going to connect it yet again with my different stories from my different days, and that is networking. As I've been saying the entire time, even from the start of this, networking is kind of important, but it's also important how you come across when you network. Because everybody can just go around and talk to people. That's all nice and dandy. That's fine. But you want to come across as a professional person. Well, that sounded irritating and that sounded weird, but you want to come across as a professional is what I meant. Because sometimes in some cultures, when you have a culture clash, if, for instance, if I am from Sweden and I want to talk to someone that is from the US, perhaps, I might be very hesitant in my way. I might have an idea, I might have something I want to say or want to tell them, but I'm very hesitant and I hedge a lot before I say it. Whilst in the US, for instance, They might be, and I'm not sure about this, so don't take this as a fact, but let's just say that in the US they are more direct in their approach. That would mean that if I see something like in the report they have something that is weird or is wrong, let's say they have something that's straight up wrong, and I want to tell them, I might not tell them exactly that, oh, this is something that this is wrong, change it. I might not say that. I might be try to be a little bit more, PC, a bit more politically correct, because in Sweden we kind of are a lot of politically correct all the time. Anyway, so I might say something like, oh, have you ever thought about viewing this problem in this way and see it from this perspective? So without saying this is completely wrong, I would try to implement the idea that to make them think that, oh, I came up with it, I'm gonna change it, instead of saying you're wrong, change it. I'm gonna make them think that they came up with it. And I know that's not exactly networking, but it's like how you come across when you speak to people. And that is really important, because you don't want to have the reputation of being the person that is all annoying and stuff. Because believe me, I've been there. I've been the caring person when I grew up. I've been the caring person. I've been the very irritating person who like walks around to everybody, just give them a piece of my mind, even though they didn't ask for it. You have that time in your life. You have that period when you think that you're the center of attention of the world, which many people still do, myself included at sometimes. But you have that point in time when you think that you're really the center of attention, and that the entire world stands still when you're not there. So I've been there, and I've just like given everybody a piece of my mind, even though they didn't ask for it, and I've simultaneously been at the place in my life where I didn't give them a piece of my mind, even though I probably should have done it. You know what I mean? So, for instance, sometimes you need to tell people what to do. Sometimes you really do not. But let's just say then that this thing is really wrong, like really badly done from the American. Which yet again is just an example. And let's say that he's going to hand this report, or she is. Never mind. I'm just going to say he for convenience. So he is going to hand this in the end of the week, and it's like Thursday. And I see something that is wrong. I can either tell him that this is wrong and he can change it, or I can be as a Swede, or as I am right now, being a bit more hesitant and a bit more edgy. And what that would result in a way is that he might not change it because he might not realize that it's actually a mistake, which means that when he hands it in, he's going to get, lots of crap about it. Not crap, but he's going to have a problem because the boss is probably also going to see that, oh wait, this isn't correct, you did something wrong here. In that case, it would have been better if I just told him this was wrong, change it, instead of hedging and being hesitant about it. But at the same time, if I would have said that and he would have changed it, he might have thought that I'm a very irritating person that just goes around and think that I know everything. You know what I mean? Being a bit of a know-it-all, so to say. So it's a very hard line. It's a very narrow line to cross. It's very hard to know exactly where you're supposed to be and how you're supposed to talk to people, because even if you say something that might help them and be in their best interest, you might still come across as a very pushy person, so that you push your ideas onto them even though they didn't ask for it and even though they didn't want it. Even though this can help them in their not in their personal life, of course, because that's all about opinion and lifestyle. But even if you have something to say that can potentially help them with their work life, you can still come across as kind of a pushy and annoying person, which is kind of weird in a way, that people are getting angry even though they know that you helped them. But some people are just like that. And then you have the people who are hesitant and you're hesitant as well, and that can also become a culture clash, because then none of you speaks your mind and none of you get your point across and none of you will get anything done. I mean, you might get things done, but you might not be that good at giving correct feedback, let's say, because you don't want to say that this necessarily is wrong, so no one might necessarily change the way they're working. And then you have, of course, the more obvious culture clash when you have two people that are direct and both of them give each other a piece of their mind, and it's all over the place in communication. So communication and networking and how you come across is really important, and it's really, really hard. I mean, there have been PhD students being baffled about the results that they have been given when they have tried and exercised some methods in real life. So, for instance, they're getting together a group of people and they say act in this way or this is what you're supposed to do, and they're still baffled by the results because so many different groups with the same instructions do the same thing in so different ways. So it's really, really hard to like find a good one-fits-all strategy. The thing is to know that there probably isn't one, or at least there is not one that I know about in this moment. So networking, very important. You want to help people, but it's also very important to know how you come across when you do it. So just keep that in mind as a coworker or a team leader. That's all for me today. A bit rambly again. Damn, I'm gonna need to have this fixed. Need to set down a script of some kind. Anyway, till next time, guys. Alright, see you tomorrow.